Okay, good morning and welcome back to So I Saw a Movie. I am Courtney and I would like you to see a movie, or three. Three sounds good. Today I want to talk about the Lord of the Rings trilogy and why you should watch it and why you should rewatch it and why you should keep watching it. The movies are amazing. I am not going to say the same for the Hobbit trilogy. I don't like them. They're dead to me. But you should watch and rewatch the Lord of the Rings trilogy because they're amazing. The story largely follows Frodo Baggins and his bestie Sam as they walk through Middle Earth and deposit one ring comprised of evil and malice into the fires of Mount Doom. And when I say fires, I mean the lava because it's a volcano. It's not exactly fire. But I think it's important to rewatch these, especially now. And if you have the capacity to read the books, they are tough, but they're great to read the books because lately it feels like empathy, compassion, camaraderie, loving brotherhoods are on the down. You know, there's a lot of like chest beating machismo these days where like vulnerability is seen as a weakness, and it's not. So I think that it's important to watch these, and if you have age appropriate children, watch those too, because it shows us brotherhood and camaraderie that's gentle. But I mean, like, that's not to say that they're not badass, because they're super badass. Like, Aragorn is the manliest of men. And honestly, if you're not going to rewatch this film for any other reason, watch it so that he can open the doors of Helm's Deep. It's the sluttiest thing a man can do is open the doors of Helm's Deep. So this movie does not, the trilogy doesn't pass the Bechdel test at all. It's literally just Liv Tyler and Miranda Otto, and they're holding it down for us. It's a really, really good story of how this Fellowship of Nine achieve their goal of destroying the ring. And it's really like, it's a group project, even though they split off into factions. There's a lot of symbolism for greed and corruption, and it's not even veiled. They didn't even try to veil it. The ring does represent greed, corruption, power, and the power in the way that it entices people. So in the Fellowship, you see the weakest link is Boromir. Poor Sean Bean. He doesn't get to survive anything he films. The thing about walking is that it's beautiful and you get to see some cool bugs and hopefully no alligators. Power does have the tendency to corrupt. In this series, there's like a hierarchy to the corruptibility of races, and in this case, like, men is a race, it's not just a gender. So you have in the Fellowship, you have hobbits, you have a dwarf, you have an elf, you have two men, but one of them is the descendants of Numenor. So he's like Elfman, I guess, to put it as simply as possible. And you get a wizard, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So the most innocent, least corruptible are really truly the hobbits, because they are so content in their shire, doing their thing, which Frodo steps up to take the ring after bringing it to Rivendell. So it's cool because also these films, they show that your heroes aren't perfect, right? So Merry and Pippin, they're kind of like the Tweedles. Pippin being the dumbest of the two. And then you have Gimli, who's super arrogant, but also boorish. Legolas is equally as arrogant, but with grace. Boromir is a man who's easily corruptible, but he just wants what's best for his city, his country. And Aragorn is the absolutely humble king, rightful king of Gondor, while Boromir is the steward's son. So they have a little, but they're all flawed, right? Gandalf, the wizard, is a little headstrong and super judgmental. Like, he really does not jive well with Pippin, even after Pippin redeems himself. And then you have Sam and Frodo, who pretty much faction off after the first film. And Frodo is really, really struggling with the ring and the weight of the ring. And he's easily manipulated by Gollum. And Sam sees through all that shit, but he doesn't really have He doesn't really have the leg to stand on to be like, Frodo, you're being a bitch. But Frodo, you're being a bitch. But our heroes come in all shapes and sizes. Our heroes come from all backgrounds. Some are royal, some are not. Most are royal, some are not. And like, they're imperfect. And while hobbits were seen in that world as insignificant, and they're certainly small, they're the ones who save the world. So heroes don't have an archetype here, which I really love, because in this world, heroes don't have an archetype. It doesn't matter how big or small you are, what you look like. You can also be a hero. You could do good things. You can do what's right. You can follow your moral compass. Yeah, so our heroes are not typical. They're not big, they're not strong, they're not burly, they're not fucking Alan Richson as Reacher. No fucking hate. Love that. They're not so super macho. They love each other, they look after each other, even though they don't start off by loving each other. Like, there's contempt between Boromir and Aragorn. There's contempt between Legolas and Gimli. But at the end, they end up literally brothers. Like, they're best friends. And it's beautiful. So what I do, I would love for you to watch and rewatch and rewatch, because it's amazing. It's got solid compassion. It's got fucking camaraderie, brilliant action, a wonderful adventure story, deceit, giant spiders born from the fucking mother of darkness, talking trees, although they take way too long to speak. And that's like literally their point. But yeah, watch it. Anyway, thanks for walking with me. Go see Lord of the Rings and go for your own walk. It's good for you. Bye!